Okay, welcome back to episode 5 of my last campaign with Total War Warhammer 2. So, it's been a couple of days since episode 4, and I'm going to see if it looks like we're trying to finish off the last defenders and take care of TWWH2, and these savage orcs are probably going to become an issue I have to deal with sooner rather than later. So, let's see if we can figure out where we left off. Oh, I got this engineer. That was good. Settlement upgrade is always good. How are we doing on money? Yeah, it's worth it to upgrade. That'll be important going forward. And other stuff looks like it is coming along nicely. Alright, have we moved? We have. Alright, and we are waiting on Krotgar, who does not yet have a big army of nasty dinosaurs. Okay. Alright, we are reoriented. Oh, and he's running away. Alright, that works. And I didn't think to check. Yeah, they're just sitting there, slowly building a doom stack of savage orcs. Alright. Now let me go through. Okay, that's an issue. What I'm doing right now is I'm going through checking on the public order in all my provinces. Because that is, of course, something that it's very important to try and maintain. Yeah, that'll be something we gotta do. Alright, so let's check out our lords. Alright, and where is our... There he is. Alright, so next turn, I'm gonna swap him in instead of the runesmith.
Agreed. I've cast the runes.
Yes. Alright.
For the wisdom.
And I'm going to move you up a little bit to do some scouting, but I'm not going to march. Just in case I need to do a little bit of a tactical retreat, which would put me right back in range of Thoric Ironbrow. And researching. Okay, so we've done good stuff down there. We've done good stuff up here. Growth plus 10 is really good. So, one of the things that I like about some of these techs in the Dwarven tree is stuff like the growth plus 10, public order plus 2, public order plus 1. Like, they scale exceptionally well. You know, this growth plus 10 is going to benefit me more as my territories expand. Because that's growth plus 10 everywhere. And it only stops being useful after all of my territories are 533, 533, 533, and maxed out on their size. Up until that point, that growth plus 10 is still going to be doing a good benefit for me. So I really like to research stuff like that. As it pays good dividends for a long time. And that's the other thing I should... Okay, that's interesting. That's the other thing that I should verify real quick, is I should make sure that any of these grudges I have to raid something belonging to the vampire counts. That's going to be a pain in the butt. And it's looking like... Alright, my grudges against the last defenders are settled, so that's a good thing. Now, what do we got going there? Alright, we got some big old dinosaurs, and we got a Slan. That's a problem. But ganging up, it is a problem I can deal with if I keep my guys all clustered together. Alright, so how are we doing here? Yeah, that is important because the other factor here is after I grow my settlement, right, and I get it to 533, I can replace these granaries on the farm tree. I can replace these all with more useful stuff. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work towards. Alright, how are we doing with the rune smithing here? Yeah. And okay, we're in good shape. So the other thing we got to do is we got to check our engineer and make sure that he's got some equipment. All right, so we need a weapon for him. Talisman, that's better than nothing. And an enchanted item and some runes. So let's... Did I just say we needed a weapon? Yeah, weapon and an enchanted item. So we need a weapon. Oh, I can reforge. Okay. That's good. I will take a yoked carnosaur added to the Regiments of Renown pool. That's decent. I will absolutely take that. Alright, so what do we have that might... bonus versus large is good. Let me see if any of these more interesting choices down here are forgeable. They are not. Alright, sundering attacks. Bonus versus large and flaming attacks. I kind of like that. Because that's got multiple utilities. So I'm going to go with that. Now we needed an enchanted item as well. Can't go wrong with more armor. Can't go wrong with more speed. Stalk and Strider is also good. Passive ability. That's also very good. So, remembering that I'm equipping all this on an engineer. Oh, I don't have the... So his needs for items are different. He's not going to be a big melee guy. At least I hope. Ward save is good. Missile resistance also good. Speed, very good. So I'll go with that. And that'll be it for right now.
With your masterful runecraft, my lord.
Oh, yeah. And do we have any of these that are on... Oh, we do. We have a couple of them. All right. Not that those are going to matter too much, but that'll be good for right now. All right. And have we... We have moved. And I'm going to put him in a normal stance. He is also in a normal stance. And just to look, how much is the yoked carnosaur? Oh, he's zero, really? That's interesting. That kind of makes me want to ditch these miners and bring in a big dinosaur. Well, how about that? That's kind of a thing. Let's hope he's hungry. Yeah, they didn't seem to like my recruitment of a big old carnosaur.
The runes are struck. No way.
Get in there.
Rune Lord of Caracasol.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Nonsense.
getting real. It's getting real.
March.
Alright, settlement upgrade. Alright, we are currently at 332, and we have empty spaces. So we can go for a little extra growth there, I'm thinking. But we're also gaining vampire count corruption, so I'm kind of tempted to start putting in Slayer Shrines. Yeah, I'm going to have to save that slot and do a Slayer Shrine. Maybe next turn. I hate to spend the gold on it, but the stupid vampire corruption is just going to be a thing. And I'm going to have to go up and raid the Silver Host just to settle that grudge. But I want to deal with this for right now because this is the more pressing threat. And he's split up. Alright, so what is he going to do? Is he going to try and swing that and be annoying? Or is he going to try and go back up north and be annoying? That's an interesting question.
Ready axes.
But either way, I am going to go on the attack.
The clan demands war. Done wrong. On we go. Time to slay the Oathbreakers.
And does that change the siege results? It does. It changes it to a close victory. So what am I going to lose if I auto-resolve? Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Alright. I will take that. That worked out relatively well. And now you are free. Well,
let us begin. Iron will.
kind of makes me want to consolidate some of this and recruit, but I'm going to hold off because up here, Slayer Shrine, because we need some Untainted. And I'm just going to move you in this direction, get you ready to head over to Serpent Coast, which has like a 100% chance of being infested with Skaven. Okay, now we finally got an upgrade on the Engineer. Increased mobility is extremely important, so I always go for that first. I always go for campaign movement upgrades as a very high priority of mine. Now, I have played this game with the Lizardmen before. He is going to camp out in the jungle and just kite me all over the frickin' place, and I'm going to have to do this stupid, annoying game of cat and mouse with him. Uh-oh. That's not good. Alright. And yeah, we'll go with some wood for there. Now, let's see what we can do about this. Alright, we can just clear them out. I will take it. Yeah.
Let's see what you're worth.
Alright, that was good. Got rid of the last defenders.
Dwarves never tire.
Okay, and that's just growth, but that is good to have. So I'm going to go with it. We've got this. Oh, we've got some chaos corruption. That's not good. How the heck did... Ugh. Alright. Well, you are going to start heading back. Because this is becoming an issue that has to be dealt with. Alright, research is available. Alright, do I have anything else that is immediately needed in this line? Yeah, this is all getting into stuff that's not going to have immediate boost. Whereas down here, long term, I am going to be focusing much more on artillery. So, field engineers will be a good thing. Ah, rat poison. I really want that rat poison.
Tried and tested.
Okay, this is Thoric. And we are doing pretty good over here. Yeah. So, Morgrim's Favored, this is going to help out the grudge throwers that I've already got. Whereas Honored by Grimnir is primarily going to be helping out units I'm still trying to work towards. So that's the obvious choice for that. Alright, we've already got our increased mobility. So from this point, what I try and use the engineers for, again, is for buffing the army's missile strength. So I'm going to be looking at stuff like ballistics calibration, which is going to affect my allied, ranged units that he's going to be around. But at the same time, stuff like requisition is going to be a passive ability to give, extra ammunition for everything in the army. Same with the triangulation and, everything else here. So I tend to usually go with this chain, the break open the casks with engineers, although I do occasionally do the Deadeye thing. But for now, I'm going to stick to my traditional methods. Okay, and did I have any... Right, that's already moved. Okay, and we're good. And those greenskins are going to be a big problem eventually. All right. Oh, no Skaven. Really? Okay. And ogres. Okay. That's acceptable. That is an acceptable outcome to that little bit of exploration. All right. And how we doing? How we doing up here? Decisions. Yeah, I'm thinking growth down here is probably where I want to go for. But at the same time, I want to save a little bit and get the mustering hall. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, and this is our good old runesmith. And we are running out of stuff to do with him. He is getting up there, level 26. That's good to see. Alright, we're going to do our Untainted and Public Order. And call it a turn. So the last defenders are dealt with. The next issue is going to be these Savage Orcs. And then roll through into Teotika. Well, I don't want the shameful display, so... Sorry, Karek Kadrin, you're really far away, and I'm going to have to sacrifice those relations with you. Alright.
One rug. By the grudge bearer's will.
Now, are there any regiments of renowned... None of these guys are going to be, at least none of the ones I have unlocked, are going to be a big priority for me over the Dwarf Warriors in terms of dealing with these Savage Orcs. So they're going to sit for a turn, I think. Is there any ogres that I can... Just another unit of the cavalry? Yeah, I'm going to pass on them, because their upkeep is huge. And I don't think they're going to be absolutely essential right now. Alright, so we'll upgrade here. And how much... Alright, next turn I'll be able to do that. Do the Grumrow Forge. We're sacrificing some other stuff, but I think in the long term, that's going to be worth it. And yeah, I'll still be able Yes, that'll pay off a bit for now. Oh, interesting. Faction destroyed the Silver Host by greenskins, of course. Speaking of which, that's an issue. So maybe we're just going to go right into TWWH2? Well, you know what? Before anything else, let's see what happens here. I will approach the carcass. What could possibly go wrong? That is nothing to worry about, and I can auto-resolve that and clean out. Yeah, right now I need the money. Oh, decent. That was worth it. That was absolutely worth it. Alright, so how are we doing here without him present? That's fine. So, back we go. Now we're talking. And we've still got money for other upgrades. Do we... well... See, this is quickly going to become kind of frontline gateway into all this nonsense. And it's going to be nice to replenish while I'm up here. So I'm thinking the Gunsmith Forge, and then I'm going to start working on the traditional line with the armory and everything else. So much to do. Okay. Yep. That one's an obvious pick. Alright. Yes, ammunition, super important. We definitely want that. Oh, we can even do a set... Well, okay, that was quick. How did I miss that? Man, I'm blind. I'm getting old.
One more grudge avenged.
I love the, some of the map details in this game
If you want something done
are just really excellent. You know, like these random hogs and stuff just hanging out on the map.
always are best. Naval power.
Alright, how we doing there? That's good. How we doing here? Upgrade you. And so, yeah, that's the thing. That needs to be, it's going to need to be in the main settlement. So I'm going to look to augment the brewery stuff here and move it over into Libras. Missile strength. Missile speed. That's sometimes important. How many do I need? Alright, yeah. But ammo, really in my experience, the ammo upgrades end up being very, very important. So I always try to go for those first. Now, it is a little bit of a problem that the Silver Host got wiped out, because I think I'm still going to have this grudge. Yeah, that wants me to raid a vampire count settlement. But the nearest vampire counts are going to be like halfway across the map. Because these greenskins look like they're probably doing a good job. And I'm going to have to go through them, which will do a trespassing war for sure. So that grudge is going to fester and get really stupid. And there's not a lot I can do about it.
Yes.
So. Unless, I don't know, maybe some vampire accounts. Do we still have? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're still there. Where am I looking at? Okay, here we are. Alright, that'll be next turn. And I got some good public order surplus anyway, so I can get started on all this. What does the income look like for the diamond mine? That's an extra $1.50, so that's not bad. Yeah, okay, so we'll have good income next turn, even if we do this. Alright, that'll work. And it's going to be just about time real soon here to start thinking about a third army. I mean, I could afford it now, but I kind of want to spend a little bit more time until I've, you know, taken care of this last little enclave behind my lines. Upgrading, yeah, immediate safeguard. Upgrading, like, some of my core infrastructure and everything. Because that ends up being super important long term. Right. Yes. And, well, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. Down here, we're going to do some money. And we're going to do, well, I'm not going to spend the resources on that for now, because this is fine. That'll maintain its public order for a little while. Yeah. But that grudge is going to fester, that vampire count grudge. How are we doing here? We're doing okay for the most part. Over here. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to have to be the Tinker. And I think that's going to be it for that. Alright, missile resistance, that's not super important. Recruitment costs for the gyro stuff, not super important. Iron Drakes, not yet. Thunderers, not yet. Recruit rank for the infantry is good. However, at this point, I'm going to start moving up the infantry line for the melee infantry. Start getting ready for the Iron Breakers to come in. It'll be a little while, but I like to plan ahead for this stuff. My hope is that by the point I'm recruiting in Iron Breakers, they come in with a little bit of an upgrade already applied to them. So that, you know, when I recruit like my higher level troops, they're not the base troops. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, that's a thing. Great. Well, maybe maybe I'll get lucky. They'll give the greenskins something to worry about. Oh, stupid chaos invasion.
Seeking knowledge. The axe thirsts for war.
Alright. You've got some heroes and one army that is only marginally full of big, chonky dinosaurs. So you are not going to be having a good day when I get through. Alright. That, maybe not. How we doing here? Okay. How we doing over here? Good for now, I think. Yep. And yeah, that upgraded port is going to be good. So this'll slowly become like an economic backbone settlement. And your days are numbered. Aztec. Yeah, those lizard man names. Very original. Not that I mind. I mean, I enjoy some of the puns and word plays with the lizard men names. They do a fairly good job of paying tribute to some Mesoamerican cultures. Okay. Settlement upgrade up to level 4 is always a good thing, but do I need... Yeah, this is a higher priority one. Getting this up to level 4 is important. And how we doing down here? Still moving on up. You know what? I'm gonna wait until after the conflict here.
One rug.
And that is an easy win. Auto-resolve that out. Okay, and we are done with them. Good. Alright. So now Thoric is going to start moseying his way to be able to come back and get some upgraded infantry. But first, let me see what we got going on here. We got Bugman Ranger stuff. I don't really care about that down here. I don't care about this down here. So we'll see what happens there next turn. Alright, so we're doing multiple upgrades there. That's interesting. But I'll take it. Alright, and yeah, okay. Alright, that worked. Almost out of money, but that worked.
Arcane wisdom.
Alright, so this is Thoric Iron Brew. Okay, good. So now we'll do the Honored by Grimnir. This is on this runesmith who is... That's gonna matter real soon. Yeah, it's a tough choice between Thunderer and Grimnir's heirs at this point. But I think... Excuse me. I think I'm going to have to go with Thunderer. And, of course, our engineer. Ammunition plus 20%. Oh, love to see it. Dwarven engineer heroes are so freaking good. So good. So, I'm conflicted about whether or not I want to start focusing some advancement towards taking care of that chaos invasion, or if I want to focus on the more immediate goals. I am very honestly conflicted about what direction I kind of want to move. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I really want to get this upgraded, but at the same time, I kind of want to save the money for recruitment down here. Decisions. Okay. Call to Clan, Oathstones, and yeah, we're there. We go. We want to start moving in this direction.
No honest work without sweat.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the obvious thing and upgrade some of the economic stuff while I'm sitting on a big chunk of money, because that'll pay some good long-term dividends. greenskins. Can never get away from them. They always just go out of control. I don't know if other people have that same experience, but for me at least, whenever I do Mortal Empires, no matter what faction I play as, no matter what difficulty I'm on, no matter what settings I use, the greenskins always just go nuts and expand like crazy. They're extremely effective faction. And I think I can get through there doing the Dwarven underway stuff.
Let us begin.
Yeah, well, see, it's going to be very limited in use. Because 13 more turns... Well, nah, because I got to go up to 5, so I guess it'll be worth it. I'll get a few turns of growth out of those. Now, what's this over here? Dune Kingdoms. Alright, I've been kind of uneasy piece with them. I'll check on that Chaos Invasion in a few. What I'm thinking right now is Gotrek and Felix might actually be useful to get them again when I come back over here. There we go.
We're back, lads.
Purely to use them as scouts, and I can use Gotrek to go raid a Vampire Count territory and settle that grudge on his way up to scout the Chaos for me. So we'll see what happens there. And I'm going to disband these Dwarf Warriors. These Ironbreakers, I'm going to keep those. The Mornfang Cavalry I will keep for now. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to transfer them over to you. So I will move. I should have did that before I underweight him. But I'll just do it next turn. That's fine. Okay, so we can grow there. Over here, we're already doing okay, so that's a good investment. And yeah, there we go there. Interesting. All right. So it looks like this episode, in addition to just taking out the last defenders, this episode really is focusing a little bit on the back-end development and the positioning for the next wave of expansion I'm going to be trying to do. And maybe it's the Dune Kingdoms? Okay, no. Right, military access. So I'm not entirely sure how the AI handles diplomacy and like how they don't like it, you know, when you reject their offers. I've never bothered to look up the minutia of how they do that, but when I want to turn down the AI, what I normally do is I offer a counter demand of something stupid that they're not going to want. Like a payment of 150 as a gift. So my hope is like this will just pay off and keep them happy while rejecting their offer at the same time. So my goal there is to maintain the diplomatic relations without pissing them off. And if I can do that for 150 gold and not have to worry about my left flank for a while, it seems like a good deal to me. But that's with the disclaimer, I have never actually verified and looked up how the AI handles that stuff. So I got to free up 3 of these. That's right. And he's got the yoked Carnosaur. That's going to be a juicy army. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be. This
For the wisdom
is getting to be a juicy stack. I like that. Now you. All right, what do we got going on here? We got hammerers, longbeards with great weapons. What we got for ogres? Not now. Yeah, the iron breakers. Longbeards are a lot more efficient, but I kind of want to get going with the iron breakers, like sooner rather than later. So we'll start doing that. And I've been saving for that. I'm sure it's obvious. That recruitment I just did, I've been saving for that. And I picked the recruiting surplus a few turns ago, specifically figuring that I would get to recruit the iron breakers before that ran out. That's it's very often a big part of how I play the game, is trying to plan and recruit, trying to plan my developments like 3 or 4 turns in advance. Don't always succeed, but that's what I'm trying for. Yeah. And I think that's the last upgrade there. Okay, and you,
to war.
next turn, you are going to come down and do Gotrek and Felix, who politely showed up right outside of Karakzord. And are going to be useful suicide scouts for me to go raid a vampire count province and check on the Warriors of Chaos. The problem is, while I have them recruited, it's going to reduce my income because, you know, it's going to count as an extra army in the field, but honestly, that's fine. It's better if I lose them than lose, you know, a traditional dwarf army. And I'm doing okay with the income. Yeah, we will hire them.
Felix Jaeger.
Yeah.
It is a mystery.
30 turns. That should be enough time.
But I am sure I can articulate something.
Let's get some alieners after that ruckus.
All right, you are recruiting there. And see, we're already starting with that strong income. We're already starting to see the dividends of some of these economic upgrades I've been working on over time. Slowly but steadily, all this back-end stuff is paying off. Yeah, and like these, like with the timber mill stuff here. Look at that over on the left. I can't move my mouse because it'll make it go away, but like the upkeep minus 3% for quarrelers, rangers, bolt throwers, grudge throwers, and stuff, like that stuff matters. Those bonuses add up and make a huge difference over the longer term course of a campaign. So I'm always very enthusiastic about that stuff. However, here we're going to be doing some more of these structures, so that will have to wait. All right, we're going to call upon Oaths of Old. Interesting, that went down a little bit. Maybe that's my Iron Breakers coming in. I really don't want your defensive alliance. I will just pay you off and have you go away.
What brings you to my knight?
Non-aggression pact with some vampires. That's just going to give you something to break later because you're unfriendly with me and the relations are souring. However, thank you for telling me that you're there so that I can raid you, presuming you're still alive, on my way to go spy on Chaos. Ugh. Stupid Wog succeeds.
If you're going to fight,
Alright, I can get
with the lanterns.
not far,
Keep up.
bit farther.
Taking ground.
Alright, how we doing here? We're doing pretty good. Alright, we got our iron breakers in. Good to see. And it looks like up here, yeah, this is where we're getting our artillery is going to start to be a thing. So we're going to mosey in that direction. And for you, I am thinking that you are also going to upgrade to some iron breakers, even though these troops are relatively upgraded. I'm going to keep the Regiment of Renown, just because I like having regiments of renown. But I am going to replace those 5 regular dwarf warriors with iron breakers. And almost forgot. Okay, and here we are going to go with another Tinker's Den. Because eventually, we're going to want more stuff there. And can we afford? No, we can't. But that's fine. And yeah, this is... They still just got this trash. Yeah, I'm hopeful. If I can catch them, like, in position, I'm just going to crush them on my way through. That'll be the way to do it. Yeah, I never choose this one, even though I like the growth. I don't like the public order penalties. So it's too heavy of a trade-off for my tastes. The Slayer Shrine is going to matter for the Untainted. And I'm probably, yeah, I'm not going to be able to afford all of the iron breakers in one turn, and that's okay. It's okay. Yep.
What's up? Dwarves never tire. Godtrek, Yernishan.
Okay. Don't move. Don't move, you stupid savage orcs. Just sit there and be savage and take my attack. And don't be allied with Grimgor. Oh.
By the ancestors.
Oh, come on, really? Oh, alright. I will accept that. And again, you know, I haven't bothered, it figures, you know, I've been playing this game for a long time, but I've never actually bothered to check this. I believe that when the Chaos Invasion starts, they become more likely to accept diplomatic offers for things like non-aggression pacts. But I'm not entirely sure. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move Gotrek in here. Because I believe he will gain some experience off of this attack. But before I do, let me make sure that the Blue Vipers... Okay, they are not aligned with anyone. So I am just going to declare war and take care of that. Goodbye. Yeah, that'll get me more than 80 gold a turn, I think.
If you want something done right, quick about it. Troll Slayer.
Alright, and hopefully you got some good experience off that. Alright, down here, this Runesmith. Well, you're going to start getting some speed upgrades, because I don't have a whole lot else to dump your points into. And that is a low priority.
We honor the ancestors.
These are a higher priority. At least for now. And that's probably the end of the turn. Yeah. Alright, so the upgrades here we got. Stand your ground, I tend to like, but it's very situational. So at this point, I'm thinking whether or not I want to start working on the rune magic, maybe the unique skills for him, maybe even upgrading his Anvil of Doom, but it's a tough choice. At this point, let me see what else we can do here. Yeah, see, some of these are extremely good. Yeah, it's gonna have to be. But see, the problem is with this one, right? The proven tools. Once I upgrade from my quarrelers, you know, or upgrade from the grudge throwers and stuff, that's going to be a lot less effective. But I may end up keeping the quarrelers for quite a while, because they are solid ranged attackers until extremely late in the game. But at the same time, the greater locus of power is decent. And the runic talisman is very decent. Decisions. I'm gonna have to go with a talisman for now. I always like to watch the power bar on the Warriors of Chaos as it scrolls by. Because, oh yeah, I'm not going to risk it. My hope is that there's, you know, one of the AI armies might actually defeat one of the Chaos Doom stacks. That's the ideal scenario.
Let us begin. One rug.
And that, yeah, the general bombers are fine. I don't necessarily need that. The research is good. What do we got going on here? Just waiting. That's important. Also important.
For the wisdom.
Again, just thinking long term on some of these. Alright, I think we're in a good place there. Alright, now we're getting... marching songs. Speed plus 10% for infantry units. In other armies, that wouldn't be as big of a deal as it is for dwarves. But, you know, those short little legs. So...
Greetings. What?
You know what? I'm just going to reject you flat out and see what happens. I'm sick of paying you off. I think there's a mod that... oh, yeah, okay. There's a mod that I'm not running that decreases the quantity of frivolous diplomatic offers that you get from the AI. That, in my opinion at least, is a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do some of that. All right, and you are done recruiting your Iron Breakers. All right, any of this that I need to... That's actually looking like a relatively balanced stack. I'm kind of liking it.
Grudges will be settled. The axe thirsts for war.
Now the question is, moving in this direction and bringing myself eventually into conflict with the Greenskins, or consolidating off into the Lost Islands and mopping up this area here. But again, that's going to bring me into the Greenskins. You know what might actually be a decent thing to do is to split Felix off at this point and just run Gotrek up north on his own and send Felix off to the east. Because I need the intel. I need to know what's over there to plan my next moves. Okay, that's good.
Chance would be a fine thing.
All right, and you are in the water, and you are close to the water. Almost in the water, but not quite. Okay, you are healthy. You are moving this way. Yeah, see, we're going to start... Public order is going to start being a thing with this chaos, corruption everywhere, and... things start becoming a problem real quick once you get around this point in the campaign. Yeah. And, oh, yes. The Zufbar 42 pounders. This is an extremely good ability. I'm a big fan of that. Especially, you know, armor-piercing damage, good against chaos stuff. Big fan there. So, at this point, I think this is going to be a good place to call it. We're getting close to right about an hour for this episode. So I'm going to save up for now and check back in later for episode 6. We will be doing some reconnaissance east and to the north, and hopefully getting started on our next wave of expansion. So, all right, this wraps up episode 5. As always, thanks for watching.